Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this case is about a young man named Peter Thompson whose life changed in an instant due to an unfortunate accident. As the evidence unfolds, you'll come to know the real Peter, not just through my words, but through the entire context of that evening and his true intentions. Before we delve into the legal elements and technical details, I want you to understand who Peter Thompson really is. The evidence will show that Peter and Joe weren't just two reckless individuals carelessly handling firearms. They were friends making responsible preparations for a planned weekend hunting trip. This speaks to Peter's character as he believes in preparation and practicing before actual hunting and doing things the right way. Throughout this trial, we will focus on the three crucial aspects of Peter's character, and this incident will become clear. First, you'll learn about Peter's methodical approach to hunting. He and Joe weren't out hunting that night. They were carefully setting up practice targets with both Peter's rifles, his grandfather's cherished heirloom, and his newer model. Peter had brought both specifically to compare their accuracy and determine which would be more suitable for their upcoming legitimate hunting trip. The presence of the two rifles wasn't about having more firepower. It was about making an informed decision about which would be the most appropriate for the planned hunt. This shows forethought, responsibility, and respect for the sport of hunting. Yes, they did have a couple of beers, but their primary focus was on the proper preparation, demonstrating Peter's fundamental commitment to doing things correctly. Second, the evidence will show Peter's immediate reaction when the incident occurred. When his grandfather's rifle accidentally discharged after being dropped, Peter's first and only concern was for his friend Joe's safety. His newer model rifle remained untouched in this case. Further evidence that this was about preparation and not hunting. This wasn't the reaction of someone who had criminal intentions. It was the response of a person who had made a terrible mistake and was devastated by the unintended consequences. Finally, and most importantly, you'll understand Peter's true intentions that evening. When a wild turkey appeared while he was setting up targets, yes, Peter had a momentary thought about shooting it, as all hunters would, because he was truly not intending to shoot. But, and this is crucial, he didn't pursue this impulse. Despite having two rifles at his disposal, he wasn't stalking game or actively hunting. He was focused on his original task, which was setting up practice targets. This speaks volumes about his character and integrity, even when presented with an opportunity. He wasn't there to hunt improperly. The prosecution must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Peter was in pursuit of hunting wild game when this incident occurred. But the evidence will show you something very, very, very different. It will show a responsible young man preparing properly for a future hunting trip who experienced a tragic accident. While we acknowledge that Peter's negligence in dropping a rifle with the safety off led to Joe's injury, a fact that Peter deeply regrets, this doesn't make him guilty of assault while hunting. I'll repeat that. While we do acknowledge Peter's negligence in dropping the rifle with the safety off that led to Joe's injury, a fact that Peter deeply, deeply, deeply regrets, this does not make him guilty of assault while hunting. The law requires specific elements for this crime, including being in pursuit of wild game. Peter's intentions that night were clear. He was not in pursuit of wild game. His intentions were practice and preparation and not pursuit. The fact that wildlife appeared during the target practice session doesn't transform this accident into a hunting incident. Again, the rifle mistakenly dropped and fired with the safety off, but that does not prove that he was in the pursuit of wild game. As you hear the evidence, pay attention not to just what happened, but to who Peter is, his character, his intentions, and his genuine remorse. Peter is a good man, and he's an even better friend. By the end of this trial, you will understand that while this was undoubtedly a tragic accident, it was not assault while hunting. It does not meet the criteria for this crime, and the prosecution will not be able to prove it to you because of their lack of evidence and lack of showing Peter's intent. They cannot prove that within a reasonable doubt that Peter is guilty of this crime. And by the end of this, I trust that you, the jury, will find Peter Thompson not guilty of the crime that is charged. And while he is regrettably sorry, my client is not guilty of this crime. Thank you.